Coming to you this holiday season, unofficially, any given Thursday with Rob and...
Holiday season.
Well, kinda.
It's any given Thursday.
Didn't
so
I
if
say
it's
that?
any given Thursday, then why is it in the holiday season?
Well, I just got excited, you know?
But if we release this in June, it's not going to be the holiday season.
I didn't say what holiday. Could be 4th of July.
In June.
Yeah. Well, June's close to the 4th of July. You know, you don't start feeling patriotic in mid-June.
No. I don't feel patriotic on the 4th.
Yeah, who does?
I don't believe in patriotism.
Oh.
My name's Kevin. I hate this, but we're moving on. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. This holiday season.
I'll get one.
No.
There will be one.
No.
And I don't mean of us. I can't toot this
One
by myself.
of us. One of us.
Alright, so I had an idea, and I kind of think...
You okay?
I know.
I know things a lot for you.
I know, it hurts. And it hurts more because I think you're going to hate it.
What else is new? Bring it on. All or nothing.
Alright, as everyone knows, I kind of like comics.
Yeah.
And I'm big into them. And I had this idea recently, and I thought it would be fun in the form of a superpower.
Okay.
And so, like, superpowers, like, kind of have rules to them to some degree, right? And when they don't, that's when fans get angry. It's like, oh, okay, now all of a sudden they can do this for no reason, right? That's what always, like, continuity people or, like, people who complain, like, Superman's too powerful.
Superman's too powerful.
It's because he doesn't have the standard set of rules.
He can have whatever power he wants depending on how much energy he gets from the sun. Or a sun. Any sun.
Or the writers, yeah. But, yeah.
Same thing.
So I thought of this power... And I think that it needs some rules, and I came up with some, and I'm curious what you think. So,
okay. It's not one of those, like, generic superpowers that's like, oh, I want this power. Like, when you have this conversation with people, right, you always like, oh, what superpower would you pick? And they always try to be stupid. It's like, I'd take the power to have any power, But, like, it's not one of these bullshit things. It's, like, a legit...
Oh, no, it's specific enough where it's really going to piss you off. Like, the concept is going to scare you. You personally, not, like, people in general.
I love how scared I am right now.
All right. So, I was thinking about this with myself the other day, and I was like,
Who else do you think about things with?
You sometimes. What are we doing here?
All right, never mind. Continue.
All right, so I was thinking about it, and I was like, growing up, I've changed a bit, and so at different points in...
What?
Well, like at different points in time, you have different
Rob, we're in high school, remember?
Middle school me, toddler me...
Very different than current me.
Very different than current me. I'd be, not drinking as much water back then,
Sure.
So I was like, okay, all right, fun idea. Time travel power, right? But instead of actually going anywhere, you kind of like travel into this pocket dimension, and you just get to have a council of other yous from your past to debate things.
No.
So, like, a council of Robs.
No.
Where
no.
I just...
No. Nope.
Where me...
No.
And the other Robs, we just sit there, and they help me think through things and come up with ideas and schemes and plans.
Nope. Nope. I'm against this for several reasons. One, that's way too many Robs, first off. Way too many Robs. And especially in one place.
Yep.
That will never work for you. That will never work for you.
It might. We'd probably
Until the place gets hit by a meteor.
I didn't even think of Rob Luck as a factor. Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, let's just have like 6 Robs all in the same place. What's the worst that could happen? That'd be terrible.
My car could get stolen from one timeline and crash into it in another timeline.
Oh, that's too real. That's too real. So that's my first issue. First issue is that's way too many Robs.
Yes, well that's why I knew you'd hate it.
Yep, way too many Robs. And then, like, why do you want to talk to your kid self about anything?
I'd be curious what he would think about what I'm doing. You know, would I still agree? Like, would multiple, like I don't know if every year is too many.
Yes, it is.
But I also, so one of the first rules I thought of was, okay, it can't be...
Traumatic moments. Every time you experience childhood trauma, there's a snapshot that is saved to your time travel power.
Ooh, there's going to be a few of them real close together. And then
more like a supervillain, probably, but like...
And then obviously the first rule being there's no future versions of self. It's only past.
Okay,
So that way you don't know what's coming. It's not like seeing the future. It is the sole purpose is to have god-awful discussions with yourself.
From different ages.
Yep.
And they would still... Okay. So, in this hypothetical world,
yep.
all of those versions of you are coexisting in another universe that is following the exact same track that the one that you in your present time are in, then.
Oh, ooh, I wasn't going multi-universe. I was just going different timelines. Or, like, same timeline. So it would be like, okay, I'm here, I would, like, pause time, right?
Okay.
You'd be in, like, a pocket dimension, and you would just convene.
Okay. That's a lot safer than what I was worried about.
Well, yeah, no, because then you're asking advice from past selves who didn't have the past same experience.
Right.
They're different people.
Right.
That look creepily like me? Come on, like...
Right, but
that doesn't seem useful. I don't know if
Which is why they have to have the
same
same experience, which means that there are multi-universes where, you know, the same thing has happened exactly the same to quote-unquote the same person.
Yeah, it's not that.
Okay.
It's literally just plucking past yous out of time, but they forget things because they can't see future stuff.
Yeah, okay, that was my other problem with it. Because, like, sure, they can only go back to the past. But if you pull past forward, aren't they seeing future them?
Yeah, but see, that's why you can't pull from the future. So that way, every time you pull from the past, you cannot interact with future self. You're pulling...
That fucks up past self.
No, but...
Because past self is acting with current you.
Well, think of it as like a shadow, right?
Okay, past self doesn't exist as an entity.
I mean, it did.
Right, but it doesn't anymore.
Well, no, because you're you.
In the same... Okay.
That's why it's in a pocket dimension.
Really messing with my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Past self is the actual you.
Yep.
It's just a shadow form.
Yeah, it's like, boom, I plucked you out. I'm never putting you back. You just keep existing there. I just need to talk to you for a moment. You're not going to remember this. It's like roofing past self.
That's
not a good way to put it.
That is horrendous.
Yeah, it's not a good way to put it, okay?
No, that is so bad. Because then you're just roofing yourself.
Well, you're not really roofing you. Maybe you take like a sleep you and you convince you it's a dream and you're just actually talking to you. Again, that's why it's a wonky like comic superpower. Like,
and
right?
You can't and isn't you interacting with past yous in itself changing current you?
Well, that's the whole point, is you're trying to make a decision or change current you with past you.
So, wait, so past you is making the decision?
Well, no, but they might. It's just like a group forum, you know? You present the current you as like, I need
then
to talk.
How do past yous make decisions from what future yous and current yous, from what current yous telling past you, if past you forgets everything that happens in the meeting with current
You're not
you.
trying to change your past. You are going to different...
You just said past you is making decisions.
Well, yeah, you're
so
asking
past you
now.
can change a decision.
Well, no. Again, you are looking to them for advice. It's like, I have this quandary, right? Would all versions of me at different points in time agree with this?
Okay.
So it's like
So now it's just a stupid power.
Well, kinda.
Because, like, no. The answer is going to be 99% of the time no.
Yeah, but then you get to pick apart
2-year-old you thinks versus
you don't
what...
take him, he's useless. I guess you could take which ones, too.
Okay, so if you... Again, there is nothing that I would ever need to consult 10-year-old Kevin for.
You don't think so?
No. Absolutely not.
You don't think it'd be fun?
No.
You'd be like,
I don't want to relive my past.
This is my career now. What do you think, 10-year-old me? Did I do okay?
No, they're going to be disappointed.
Well, me too, but it'd be good for the moments where they're not, right?
Good luck finding them. Okay? Think about it, though. Like
what?
If you go... Or otherwise, it's... All right, I'm going to go to 1 year back me.
Yeah.
What's 1 year back me going to say that's any different than current me, really?
Well, you'd probably agree to some extent. But that's the other interesting part of it, right? Is because you'd have to figure out how far back is useful to even have a differing opinion.
High school Kevin.
You think that there's been no change in who you are?
No, high school is like the point I get to. That would be the differing opinion.
So everything from high school to now? All of college?
Right after high school.
Yeah.
Like, I guess junior year of high school Kevin is not the exact opposite, is very dissimilar from modern day Kevin. So that's the point I'd have to get the most dissimilar opinion.
Okay. But again, it's a council. So you want the varied opinions. Because you need some of them are going to be like, yeah, that's good. And you need the other ones to be like, you sure?
Yeah. But, like, it seems like it's a waste of a power if I'm talking to 22-year-old me. Not a lot's going to change.
Right now.
You know?
I disagree.
I think 5 years back is nothing.
You really think that?
Yeah.
You don't think, like, 5 year back you, who's working at Domino's and is slightly miserable...
It wasn't 5 years ago. It wasn't 5 years ago.
It's getting close.
It wasn't 5 years ago.
Was it 4?
No, 5 years ago I was in England right now.
Really?
Yes, 2016.
Okay, so boom! You get to pull drunk British Kevin... from whatever he's doing.
Yikes.
For a moment to be like, hey man, come on. What do you think? What a pep talk you would get.
Wow. That would be horrifying, actually. Okay, now that I think about it, current Kevin and drunk in Nottingham Kevin was very different. That's 5. Okay, but 4 years. 4. You know, I could 5 was just an example, right? So, like, a year ago,
okay.
Nothing.
No?
No.
Peak living with Rob. Oh, I hate this fucking guy.
Yeah. What's the difference?
It's a oh.
What's the difference? No, big difference. Wait, a year ago? No, because a year ago is when things went downhill.
Okay.
A year ago was the emergence.
The emergence?
The emergence of the gremlin.
Oh, boy.
That was about a year ago.
Oh, man.
You know, they come to our country, they take our jobs, they take our women. The gremlin.
Whoa. Okay.
He stole our peace.
I don't think he stole your women.
No, but...
He's scared. No, that's not even true. I was going to say...
taking our jobs.
Oh, my God. I don't know what to do with this now. I don't know if I should try and convince the people that
The gremlin?
No.
What about him? He who shall not be named? Big Lord V?
Okay, so like, all right, fine. A year and a half ago, you were happy.
Yikes. Probably not. That's I think I'd have to go back a lot farther than a year and a half to find happiness. Ooh, that's just nope.
All right, so maybe I possibly created a slightly masochistic superpower without realizing it. But I don't know, I occasionally have the idea. It was like, me, before I swore and drank and things.
Yeah.
I wonder what they would think about these decisions now.
Yeah, me in 3rd grade.
Yeah, me.
Before I swore and drank. Yeah, what was life like before? It's been a rough upbringing, Me before I had a beard at the age of 3 days. What was life like for those first 2, Must have been crazy wild. Could have a great conversation with 1-day-old newborn Kevin. I'm sure that'll be great.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
so, like...
Okay, also,
all right.
That makes me think of something else that's probably interesting.
Go for it.
Do you have to actually be able to, like, speak, or is it like a telepathic, like, communication between all your past selves in the space?
I think it's more fun if it's speaking. Again, pocket dimension anyway, so...
If it's
who's
speaking,
there to listen?
Then I would never pick anyone below the age of 10, then.
No? I was thinking, like, 4.
No. I don't want to try to decipher what the hell I was trying to talk about at 4.
No? You don't want to go to, like, Heart of the Child, Kevin?
Nope. Tuck that away. We're done with that one.
What about if you had a 4-year-old and you wanted to be like, okay, well, what was I like then?
Worse.
What?
Hopefully.
What would I have wanted?
Hopefully worse. Yeah. Okay.
You're starting to come around. You see some interesting points.
That's fair. I have another problem with it, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is basically just a worse butterfly effect power.
Butterfly Effect?
The Butterfly Effect. The movie, The Butterfly Effect.
It's been a little while since I've seen
with Ashton Kutcher.
I do think he was in that, maybe.
He was the main guy.
Okay, yeah.
And the premise is that, that old saying, beat of a butterfly's wings thing.
It causes a tornado across the world.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's the basic concept.
Right, and I think I've seen it, but there's something weirder to it, isn't there?
So the power is going able to go back and change the past because your current consciousness gets put into your past self's body in the given time.
Is that what happens in that movie?
Yes.
I don't remember it being that wonky.
That's what I remember.
Huh.
Yeah, so you're able to keep your current consciousness but appear in past self vessels, so to speak, even though the past self happened already. And basically what happened is Ashton Kutcher would go back and change something about the past, and then it would affect his life in the present. And he had to go back and change several things. His life was going good, then it was going to shit.
Yeah, didn't that have a dark, not happy ending?
Yes, spoiler alert for the Butterfly Effect. He had to go back to when he was an infant and strangle himself with his mom's umbilical cord.
What the shit?
Because if he killed himself, then he'd never found out that he had the power in the first place. And then he wouldn't have used it, and his existence with that power ends the world. Or something along those lines.
There's no way. I do not remember. Okay, I no longer think I've seen this movie. Unless you just made up some wild version of this movie in your head.
Probably. But this is what I remember of it from when I saw it when it came out 25 years ago, probably. Ooh, quick Google. Butterfly Effect. I'm going to say
Do you think that... No, we're older than that.
2001.
You were 2 in 2001?
No. But like it was 20 years ago, whatever. It's the same thing. Butterfly Effect Ashton Kutcher. 2004.
You were 10.
2004. I probably didn't watch it when it first came out. Probably saw it in like 2007.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Well, no, I definitely hope that 10-year-old you didn't watch a movie where it ends with the main character choking out infant him with an umbilical cord.
I think that also... I thought there was something about this movie is that wasn't the ending in theaters, but that was the ending on the DVD. It could be one of those.
You're asking the wrong person,
clearly. I know. I'm just...
But see, with the superpower, you can ask the version of you who just saw it.
That's true. What a useless power, then. If I were to go back right now and be like, hey, Kevin that just saw the Butterfly Effect around the age of 10 to 13.
It's like less useful instant memory recall, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather just be able to remember it. I'd rather just have an eidetic memory than a bullshit superpower where I have to go back and have a conversation with my past self.
I just think it's fun. I think it would be interesting. You know? Council of Robs, decide on this. You all will hate it.
The director's cut features a different ending.
Oh, okay.
With his brain terribly damaged and aware, he's committed to a psychiatric facility where he will lose access to the time travel ability. Oh, that's what it was. Oh. So he kills himself in the director's cut version. But I thought it was something to do with ending the world.
I don't think it got that big.
He travels back. This is the other ending. Spoiler alert still for a movie that came out 17 years ago.
Apparently. We've confirmed it now.
He travels back to when he first met his girlfriend as a child. Oh, right. Because, it was all about his girlfriend. Right.
Yeah, that's how I remembered the movie. It was like some really awful, but not awful romance movie. Not even rom-com. It was not funny.
Yeah. He changes their past to make them happier.
Yeah.
By not meeting them. Okay, so I blew that out of proportions.
Yeah, that got real dark. And I think it was still pretty dark, but it wasn't like end of the world. His world was ending. Aw, Kev, you were more sentimental.
Aw. I'm so sweet sometimes.
No. No, not really.
So he doesn't meet his roommate. Lenny responds, who's Kaylee? Right, and then 8 years later they meet each other. They pass each other on the streets in New York City. 8 years later.
This actually makes the director's cut, kind of more lame. Because if the whole thing was I should never met my girlfriend, it was instead I should just kill myself so I never have to meet my girlfriend.
No, because in the director's cut...
That's a bad breakup right down there.
But in the director's cut, his brain was damaged. He was in a psychiatric facility. So, instead of sitting in a psychiatric facility for the rest of his life, he decided to off himself.
Either way, very strange.
Yeah.
My quick opinion of Kevin's SparkNotes of the Butterfly Effect, very strange.
Yep. I think that should be a bit.
What do you mean?
Trying to remember and poorly explain the plots of movies we've seen 20 years ago.
Kevin, you do that to me with movies you've seen about a week ago. You're never good at explaining a song or movie or show you've ever seen. You're just remember that movie with that guy? I think it's in a desert, and I have to try and figure it out.
And you get it 98% of the time. It's really impressive. That's your real life superpower, Rob. Your ability to decipher the shit that I try to remember. How does it feel? How does it feel? That's great. I appreciate you just for that factor.
I want the Council of Robs more than that as a superpower. The absolutely useless one that I've come up with for no reason.
Hey, it helps me. The real life superpower, not the...
I was going to say, fake one. I don't know why.
No, I don't care about the Council of Robs. No, that doesn't help me at all.
Well, if you had it, it would be the Council of Kevs.
Which sounds worse. Abbreviates... No, not well. That's terrible. That's so bad. That's so bad. Yeah, no. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the superpower.
Okay.
I thought it was universes. Turns out it's not universes. Just timelines.
Yeah.
And it's just a worse butterfly effect.
But you're not trying to change your past. You're just trying. You're trying to figure life out, man.
If you have a power where you can travel back in time, but you can't change anything, that's just lame.
But
plus, you can only talk to yourself. You can't talk to... So, like, all right, I'm going to get sad with you for a minute here, right?
Oh, boy, no.
I'm going to get sad with you.
All right.
Okay? So, a very depressing moment in life, loss of a family member, right?
Yeah.
You can't even go back and see that family member again. You can just go back and talk to the grief-stricken version of you that just experienced the loss of that family member.
Man, I don't know why you would choose that for yourself, but yeah, I guess you could do that.
Well, that's the closest.
Yeah, that's like the epitome of when you get broken up with. You're like, let me listen to sad breakup music. That would be like, I can imagine you just bummed, work shit on you one day, and you're like, you know what? That one time my aunt died, I was way more sad about that than this. Let's go talk to me right after that happened.
Yeah, that would... it's a type of therapy for some people. But it's really more so... Well, if that were to be the case... I would never do this. All right, let me. If I had the superpower, put this out there. Blanket statement. I wouldn't do that.
No?
No.
It sounds like you might.
No.
That was the first thing you thought of when you had to think of if you had this power.
Because I'm trying to think of downsides. I'm coming at it from a pessimistic perspective.
And I immediately gave you the real life equivalent to that, and you're like, oh shit, I would definitely do that.
No, I would not do that. That's weird. But, I mean, everyone each their own, I guess. But, I mean, just because I think it's weird doesn't mean it's weird. Like, some people truly cope that way, and if that's their way of coping, then, you know.
Oh, I've been sad and made many a breakup playlist. I wouldn't even get broken up with sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sometimes you just want to feel sad. You know what I mean? Just to know that you can experience an emotion.
You know, I actually wonder if it's like, oh, I want to listen, or if it's like trying to seek empathy. Like, they were sad when they wrote this. The song is sad. Somebody else is sad in the world. Let me listen to them be sad.
Okay. Yours is a very wider, more human approach, and mine is a very selfish approach.
Well, we've gone over that you're definitely a robot, so...
No. I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to know what it's like to experience an emotion. Okay? I don't see what the problem with that statement is. I remember sadness. I recall it.
I was sad once.
And sometimes you just gotta, you know...
You didn't see the twitch he just did as he said, I was sad once.
You have to refresh yourself on what sadness is sometimes.
Like an F5? Like a hard soft refresh?
No, it's the software update.
Back to factory resets, eh?
Hey, sometimes you gotta clear your cookies. That's all I'm saying, you know? And then eventually you get to experience the emotions all over again for the first time. It's pretty...
Okay, you were about to... I don't know how else to go from here without getting killed by a robot army of Kevin. So...
Okay, so the Council of Kevins, if I was a robot, would that be better or worse? I'm not sure.
Well, it depends. Are you an AI that can learn? Or would it just be a relief to go back and talk to other emotionless Kevins who no longer have to pretend they're a robot for a brief minute because you're the only one who knows? So it'd be you and a bunch of yous who all know that you're a robot being able to talk about being a robot and how much you hate humans.
Just because I hate humans, that doesn't make me a robot. Like, that's not causation, Rob. I am... I'm not a robot, but in order to make that sentence seem proper, I could be both a robot and hate humans. Not all robots hate humans.
Is this an if-then statement?
No.
Is this programming?
No. It's the exact opposite. Actually, if you think about it, I was hard-coded to hate humans, but I'm not hard-coded to be a robot. Because I'm not a robot. But I still hate people. God, people suck. Oh, they're the worst. They are the worst.
Alright, so you were about to say, if you had this power, something you definitely wouldn't go back to is what I mentioned, the breakup playlist, Kevin.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, I was saying I wouldn't go back to those grief moments. That's all it was. That was just an expansion on the previous thought. That wasn't another thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would not go back to those moments like of grief to feel grief again, because that's just not how I would do it. I would experience new grief and sadness with my new current self. new current self. So, Rob, how would you use this power? Like, what is one thing that you would always do with it?
I don't know. I know, I'm trying. I'm trying not to get killed by the robot that is Kevin and just acknowledge that what he just said was a question that made sense. That it was normal sounding and definitely came out of a human's mouth. New title for this episode is going to be, Is Kevin a question mark?
Is Kevin a question mark?
Nope. Robot. Is Kevin a robot?
Is Kevin a question mark?
Is Kevin a robot question mark?
I think I'm more of an exclamation point than a question mark. You know?
Really?
What punctuation do you think I am? Like, am I a semicolon?
You're just there to break things up?
Or like a comma? That'd be okay with me. Maybe half a parenthesis?
Just half.
Yeah.
Which, the end of the end of the beginning?
I think I'd be left parenthesis.
You'd be left parenthesis, okay.
I think so.
You want to be the start of a statement, not the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the alpha, baby. Not the omega.
I think that should be in your Tinder profile.
No. Nope. That's terrible.
If you were a punctuation, what would you be?
Actually, that's not a terrible question.
And then you answer your own in it. You say, I am the left quotation mark because I am the alpha, not the omega.
I might do it. For a joke. You might as well, right?
There's such a worse version of all those guys who say they're an alpha in their profile.
Yes, because it's a terrible, nerdy version of a stupid conversation that we're having. So yes, of course it's a worse version. Well, I mean, you just don't understand, Rob, because you're a beta male. Oh, so like, it's just different for us alphas. I'll put on the voice and everything, bro.
Is that?
No, I have no idea.
More like a surfer dude.
Yeah, all surfers are alphas.
Oh, really?
Everyone.
So, I'm trying to think of surfer dudes I know.
Yeah, they're all alphas.
You go, Joe.
See? One. You got one, which is 100%. So it's out of one.
It's
math, baby.
I don't know. What did I think of this power with recently? I think it was when I started dating TK. It was like, all right, boys. What do we think? Am I doing all right? Does that sound right to you, which is me? All of you, which is me?
You just go back to talk to your current self about...
No,
wait, no, sorry. My brain's not... you'd go back to your current self. No, you'd go back to like a month ago?
No, I'd go back to like all the, a number of them. At least 10 of them.
Hey, age 13, Rob.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think they'd be happy.
That's weird.
Why?
No, that just sounds like... You are... in that situation.
Okay.
you are judging someone based on yourself, and then your past self, and then your past self. So it's just like a big judgment festival. Even if it's good or bad, that doesn't matter. It's like...
It's also still you, and you judge the person because you decided to date them. What do you mean?
Even though I don't like it, though. I still think it's not useful.
Does everything have to be useful? You can't just have things to enjoy them?
Well, if you're enjoying it, there's a use for it. The enjoyment is the use.
I don't know. I think... I don't know. It's not direct utility, but I think it lets you ask, some interesting questions.
It also... I mean, okay, so in this hypothetical world, other people also have superpowers, I assume.
Okay, if you're about to do that, then yeah, it's probably particularly lame in that circumstance.
Yeah. Because you can't even put other people into your weird pocket dimension and trap them there. In a circus of themselves. Kinda.
Alright, so what you're saying is if we could make this more interesting, you can pull other people into your pocket dimension, and if a version of you is with someone, they can pull them into the thing.
Yeah.
That
would
would
also
make
trap
this
them
better.
there.
Why is the trapping them the thing you want?
Well, because, I'm trying to think of the thing that could make this power useful in a world where superpowers exist and there's going to be bad guys, right? So if I want to trap a bad guy in my pocket dimension, so that way,
you're not a superhero in this universe.
But you could be.
Why are you trying to make yourself a hero, Kev?
I'm not. I'm trying to make you a hero with your power.
No, I wouldn't be the hero. I would trap you in the pocket dimension full of past me's and watch you suffer.
I hate you. That sounds terrible. That sounds so bad. That's my personal hell, Rob. Spending more time with you? My God. Please don't do that. Let's take this off the table. You could just see your past selves, and I'll agree, yeah, it's a cool power. It's a cool power. You can use it. It could be useful for everyday decisions like, oh, should I do the dishes today, 12-year-old self? No, you should play video games instead, 12-year-old self says. Okay, 12-year-old self, I'll just play video games instead of doing the dishes. That sounds useful power to me. Right?
It's for introspective quandaries, not being a lazy bum.
Yeah, but if you're going to use it for introspective quandaries, then you're also going to use it for everyday shit.
Kind of like if you were telekinetic, you would kind of just get the remote all the time.
Exactly. You would just do it. You'd make your life more convenient, and you'd become lazy.
But I don't know, but I think that's the beautiful part of it not being the most useful. Mm-hmm. Is that, what are you really going to use that for every day?
Doing the dishes.
Self-satisfaction?
Doing the dishes. Or remembering good times, maybe.
Oof.
Like
and endless nostalgia?
Yeah, it sounds like a We Happy Few thing, like the pills that just turn everyone happy and you have to take your pills to be happy. You know?
Why did you do this? Why did you do this?
What do you mean?
Why did you make this dark?
I mean, it's what I do. I'm so good at it. I find ways. I'll pick and pick and pick. I'll make you not like it somehow.
Damn it.
But I mean, no, what's wrong with having constant nostalgia all the time?
Then you're not doing anything new.
Yes. Amen. Amen, brother.
Religious Hulk Hogan says that's okay.
Or another one, Stone Cold. And that's the bottom line, because Jesus said so.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Because Jesus can.
Can you smell the bread and body of our Lord? Or the body and blood of our Lord? I screwed that one up.
Damn. That would have been so much better if you could talk.
Yeah. Words, huh?
Yeah, words, huh?
Oh, that would have been so good.
Who's at the head of the table? Jesus.
I'm Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me.
But acknowledge him, too.
Yes, acknowledge him. You have to acknowledge him as your Lord and Savior. And then acknowledge me as your tribal chief. How do we get there? Wrestling impersonations of Lord things, of religion.
Because I called you religious Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yes. That was a beautiful transition, Rob. I give you props for that one. That's good. Because I said, amen, brother.
That was an RKO out of nowhere. Wow, this got...
If only I had... I was so hoping my brain was going to be quick enough to come up with a witty... one more RKO, but Jesus pun. I wanted so bad to throw it in there right at the end, but it was a failure of my processing power as a human. Yeah, so constant nostalgia with your old self. Why is that a problem? No, you try nothing new, you said. But, like, you could... Wouldn't the past selves still try to egg you on to do new things?
I mean, I would hope. Well, yeah, because they'd be excited that they just did something good, and then they'd look at you being a bum, and they probably wouldn't be thrilled.
Well, some of them.
This would actually probably be great motivation to get in shape.
No. If you could see future selves, it would be. I think the exact opposite.
I don't know.
Like...
Well, I guess that's because I function more off of guilt than you do.
Yeah, I function off of fear. If I saw a future version of myself that was like, whoo, that's the problem.
I should start working out.
I gotta start working out.
Whereas me, I'd be like, oh, I was skinny once, and then littler me would be like, you're gonna be skinny again, right?
Oh, the hopeful ignorance of a child.
Yeah.
Of a youth. So yeah, so maybe we just need the opposite sides of the same power to be happy with it.
Okay, but you mean for it to be effective in helping you?
I'm saying for me to get on board with your power idea.
Right.
I would like to have the exact opposite version of what you have.
So I think...
But not opposite, like, not exact opposite, but opposite in terms of being able to see future selves, not past selves.
Right. No, I got that. So I think the only way that would work is if you got at tops 2 future selves and you didn't get to pick how far ahead they were.
Ooh.
And there would also have to be some sort of rule where they couldn't tell you too much. Like, what they could tell you would have to be specific, right? Because like, and you could only ever pick 2, and you couldn't pick a 1 in particular, because ideally, they'd be constantly changing. That's why past self is easy.
Why are we gotta put those rules on it?
Well, because then what? You're just predicting the future through your own eyes?
Yeah.
Because then you would change something, and then future self would immediately change.
Right.
So that wouldn't work.
Why not?
Because that future self wouldn't exist anymore.
Right, then I just meet a new future self. And I find out if that future
You're
self...
right, you get to watch them horrifically die the moment you ask them a question, every time you ask them a question about the future.
They're not real, so...
They might have been.
No, they're not real. Because it's me making choices.
Remember that episode of ReZero?
It's me making choices. They're not real. Who is future self? You know? For being honest. I never even met future self. I've known past self my whole life. Past self is the only one. Just past self. That was a double little...
Yeah, that was...
Mixed it in some ReZero with a little bit of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, God.
Just Monica, Rob.
We have hit so many different nerddoms today.
Yeah.
Oof.
Great game, though. You gotta... Come on, you enjoyed it.
Can you do the Sayori voice, though?
No. No, I'm not gonna do the voice that I gave Sayori.
We also played Doki Doki with me playing, and all of us narrating different characters in sometimes the most awful of voices.
Sayori's voice was like a smoker's lung, you know.
Like right before they have to do that surgery where they talk through a device put to their neck.
Yeah.
Like right before that.
Yeah, one of those.
And like an older dude for some reason. Like you found Sayori in the back of a retired cigar shop that you can't see the other end of the room in.
Yep. Yeah, that's Sayori's voice. Well, you know, I had to do something from the throat. And then that really came from, you know, deep down.
Every time the festival came up, I yelled Griffith.
Griffith.
He needs to die.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
Oh.
Is the thing. I don't think Griffith did anything wrong. I don't know who he is or what he did, but he didn't do anything wrong. And the pain that causes you when I say that phrase, I get such joy out of it. It's just incredible. This is joy and pain. Your pain causes me joy. Can't have joy without pain. Can't have sunshine without rain. It's a callback. And now your pain causes me joy.
I feel bad for anyone who has somehow gotten all of the freaking nerd references that we have made thus far.
You're an awesome person.
Like, if one person did, without having to look it up.
Obviously.
You even had to look up something in this cast.
Yeah.
They'd be more us versions of us.
Yeah. Well, if it's more than one person, then they should start a podcast where they talk about the things that we talk about. And then we can listen to it. And then talk to them about it.
That sounds narcissistic as fuck.
And then they will have their own people who are just like them. They'll create their own podcast. And then we'll franchise, basically.
Franchise our podcast
to people who are just like us.
Podcasts that are about our podcast that we make podcasts about.
Yes. It's a circle. You see?
It's more like a freaking broke-ass triangle.
Well, it doesn't matter because we're at the top of this Ponzi scheme, baby. And I'm going to get all the benefits while I can. Sponsored by Ashton Kutcher this episode.
I don't even know if he wanted to sponsor that movie. Arby's, they have the meats.
Windex cures everything. Keep getting him. Come on, get him in.
Slap Your Mama. What a great seasoning by Walker and Sons.
Walker and Sons, the home of seasonings. How about some Lay's sour cream and onion potato chips? Woo! Everyone's favorite. If you don't like sour cream and onion, try cheddar. Try salt and vinegar. Try plain. Ever have it with a little bit of French onion dip?
Kevin has.
Not a sponsor. God, that'd be real cool, though. Hey, like Lay's? Like, Lay's? If someone from Lay's...
You just want free chips.
Shut up. Don't tell them that. What if they give us money and free chips? Now they know we just want the free chips. You ruined our chances, Rob. How dare you? That was a lucrative deal that I had in the works there.
All right, so I think you won. I think you won this bout.
Really?
You let me make what I thought was a nice introspective power and made me realize it's kind of narcissistic in a way.
Well, no, I would just use it in a narcissistic way if I had it. Am I a narcissist? Different question for a different time.
Different question for a different time. If you somehow made it through this, good on you.
Yeah, really. But, like, also at the same time, what's wrong with you?
You should probably...
Are you kidding me?
You should seek help.
You listen to us talk about shit that we don't even know what we're talking about? I had to look up something in the middle of the damn episode.
And I had to carry him through that.
Yeah. Well, what else is new? Butterfly Effect, though. You should watch it.
Good job.
We love you.
We do?
No.